Number 15. Anyone can become a villainess. A girl from the modern world slips into the body of Niva Erber, the main character of the fantasy novel she was reading. To survive in Aratil, a world full of betrayal and monsters where she was destined to meet an early death, the new Niva embarks on an adventure to escape from her fate. The old Niva was set to become the next priestess to serve the Grand Temple, but not the new Niva. Instead, she runs away from the temple, from her arch-rival, Rosanna, and her fiancé, Dukesh's Timothrou. Along the way, she enlists the help of Prince Kaeels, who is also on a mission of his own, to find out which noble families are planning an uprising against his kingdom, including Niva's family. In this chaotic turmoil of love, loyalty, and treason, can Niva create a better future for herself, and more importantly, can she ever return to the real world? Number 14. Miss Not So Sidekick. Ha-young loved to read to escape her daily stress. But that's before she woke up inside the bizarre world of her favorite novel. Instead of the main heroine who courts 3 eligible men, she is now Latte Tree, a minor villain that everyone hates. One way or another, it's a chance to live out her most beloved storyline, with popcorn in hand to watch all the drama. Taking charge of the narrative takes on a whole new meaning. Number 13. The Viridescent Crown. She was a normal grad student, until she woke up in a world right out of a novel she wrote as a teen. But dangers is coming near. The character she became was originally destined to die, and people are out to get her. Even though this character's past was full of villainy, she using his insider knowledge to survive the flame of the Azure Ring, settle debts, and make things right for the House of Lasha. Can she earn the trust of the hero and get ahead in this world? Are there secrets that even she don't know? Number 12. I become the villainous empress of a novel. After downing one too many glasses of wine one night, Songa wakes up inside the world of her favorite novel as Empress Yulia. But being given the reins to an empire isn't as exciting as it seems. The tyrannical Yulia will soon meet a death fate, at the hands of the captain of her personal guards, Justo. Songa must think of a way to reverse the events that lead up to the coup d'etat, which will take place in just 3 days. She chooses to use warmth and benevolence to reach out to a group of loyal subjects Yulia exiled, but will her strategy be enough to win back the people's trust? Or will the Empress's sudden change in behavior raise even more suspicion among the rebels? Number 11. The Justice of Villainous Woman. With a broken heart, Hwa-young falls headfirst into the river by accident, but wakes up as infamous villainess Seishana Altaisi Kalon. Coming to terms with her new life as sole daughter of House Kalon, Seishana is soon chosen as a candidate for the next empress. In the palace full of schemers and liars, she must become a cold-blooded villainess, to win her royal seat by the crown prince, or her new family will face grave danger. Will being perfectly evil really be enough? 'Cause even villains need love. Number 10. I became the ugly lady. What good is being reborn as the Duke's daughter, when you're the shame of the family? While her siblings were talented and beautiful, poor Sylvia was called fat and ugly, with a rumored bad personality to boot. Acting out for her cold father's attention, only got her exiled from home and made her take her own life. But when the new Sylvia wakes up 5 years before her death, she could care less about the snarky opinions of others. She'll live this life her own way. In a world crawling with demons and thieves, she must use all the resources at her fingertips, and prepare to survive on her own. Once she does, it's goodbye to her family and the naysayers. So why are the people who never cared about her before starting to take an interest in her? Number 9. When the villainess loves. When a young girl wakes up in the body of her favorite character, villainous Princess Libertia, the very first thing she decides to do is fangirl her heart out. And why not? In a novel where all of her favorite characters are doomed to die, this is her chance to give them all a happy ending. But will the story play out as she expects when people start to see Princess Libertia in a new, forgiving light? One fangirl's love might be what it takes to turn this villainess into a heroine. Number 8. The villainess is a marionette. She woke up as Kaina Hill, the novel's villainess, praised as the greatest beauty in the Empire. Who knew that Kaina Hill's story would catch his attention because she was like her in my past life? Destined for terrible ends, she died twice, but she refuses to die a third time as a pawn in someone else's scheme. She no longer the vain and naive princess. Now that she knows how the story will unfold, she'll turn the tables around and have everyone dancing to his tune. This time, she'll be the one pulling the strings. Number 7. The way to protect the female lead's older brother. Kidnapping, murder, and risque relationships. Within the scandalous pages of The Abysmal Flower, the downfall of Roxana Gress's criminal family is already foretold. So when Cassius Padelian, the heroine's older brother, is kidnapped by Roxana's father, she can either wait for the heroine's revenge, or take matters into her own hands, since Cassius is the key to her survival. But with deceitful characters on all sides, can Roxana and Cassius trust each other enough to bring down the brutal aggressors? Number 6. Death is the only ending for the villainess. This game's got her obsessed. It's like it's taken over his life, a hard mode activated. It has literally taken her and thrown her into the part of Penelope Eckhart. Love is easy as the heroine, but as the hated villainess, she trying very hard not to die. At the hands of her brothers. The prince. A fork. Every possible ending is death. This world is stacked against her, but can she with an insider game knowledge score the affection of these male characters? Or the reset button? Number 5. I became the wife of the male lead. She possessed the body of Fiona, the final villainess whose soul was sentenced to eternal suffering, after her gruesome demise at the hands of the world's hero. She was tortured by her own family, just because she was an illegitimate child. And so, arriving 6 years before the start of the novel, she was sent to war at the age of 13. Fortunately, as the story's greatest villainess, Fiona was a genius mage. She had to survive the monster invasion. But now, she couldn't be in the middle of a battlefield. Just before she ran out of breath, she encountered the teenaged male lead. Why is the male lead here? Well, if the male lead dies here, then the world will be destroyed. Number 4. Beware of the villainess. A refreshing, unique villainess who's been dropped in the world of a novel, only to overthrow it all. The reason why? She couldn't just stand by and watch the female lead be manipulated by all 4 good-for-nothing male leads. The story of a pragmatic villainess who intends to throw out all the worthless people, the friendly heroine who is equally miffed at said idiots, and a wolf that only yearns for her. Number 3. The evil lady's hero. She become Unifer Magnolia, the villainess who's crazed with jealousy that Duke Ishid Lucrans, the devastatingly handsome hero, has eyes only for Rael, Unifer's best friend. Unifer torments Rael so much that Unifer's killed off at the end. But she is Unifer now. Good news is, she reincarnated a year before her tragic end, so there's time to make sure Ishid and Rael have a fairy tale ending. But the bad news is, she got drunk and woke up with Ishid next to her. Number 2. Dr. Elise. Dr. Song, the youngest professor at the leading college of medicine in Korea, was a royal brat of a princess in her previous life. But just as she's about to meet an untimely death over the ocean, she wakes up as Princess Elise once again? Enlightened with the medical knowledge of a master surgeon, is this her chance to mend her past relationships and heal an ailing empire, or is fate sealed to repeat itself? Number 1. The reason why Raelianan ended up at the Duke's mansion. Poisoned to death by her own betrothed? Yunha didn't wake up in a novel's story just to get killed off again as an unfortunate extra. To change her story she needs a cover. 6 months pretending to be the fake fiancé of the novel's male protagonist, Duke Noah Wingnight. But will this cold-hearted, angel-faced demon of a man really help her avoid another ill-fated ending?